2025 NBA season is officially over, and Oklahoma City Thunder have been crowned champions. Yet somehow, the ending still feels like something slipped through the cracks. Game 7 delivered the drama, sure, but not the firepower you'd expect from the final page of an otherwise electric story. We already saw it in Game 7 with the Nuggets, and before that with the Clippers, and now with Tyrese Halliburton tragically going down in the most critical moment of his life. It's hard not to feel like Indiana's dream run was stolen at gunpoint. But even if the Halliburton injury cast a shadow over the series, let's not pretend OKC didn't earn this. What we just witnessed might be the beginning of something even scarier than a super team. It might be the NBA's next dynasty, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. The Thunder closed out the season with a 103-91 Game 7 victory over the Indiana Pacers that signaled something much bigger than a single championship. Oklahoma City is no longer a rebuilding project, they're a finished product with room to grow. This marks the franchise's second title and the first since relocating from Seattle and becoming the Thunder in 2008. But this version of the team feels entirely different. It's not about Durant, Harden, or Westbrook anymore. This is a new era led by fresh talent, built with purpose, and structured around a foundation that looks capable of dominating for years to come. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has now etched his name in the same rarefied air as guys like Jordan, Shaq, and Curry. MVP of the regular season, scoring champion, and now finals MVP. He did it all in 1 year, and no one since 1999 has done that. He dropped 29 points in Game 7, handed out 12 assists, and even threw in 2 blocks and a steal just for good measure. His shooting may not have been perfect, 8 for 27 from the field, but his impact was undeniable. Every time Indiana threatened to claw their way back into the game, Shai was the answer. His calm, his control, his footwork, everything looked like it belonged to a player who already knows what a dynasty feels like. And if Gilgeous-Alexander was the orchestrator, then Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren were the symphony. Williams poured in 20 points and made big plays when the moment called for them. Holmgren, meanwhile, was an alien in a 7-foot body, 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 blocks, turning the paint into a no-fly zone. Off the bench, Caruso and Wallace chipped in 10 apiece with 3 steals each, enforcing what had been the most suffocating defense in the league all year. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the injury to Tyrese Halliburton. With the Pacers down 18-16 early in the first quarter, Halliburton, who had already knocked down 3 threes and looked locked in, went down without contact, and just like that, the dream imploded. His calf, a lingering problem since Game 5, gave out, and the ripple in the muscle told everyone watching the same terrifying story. Achilles. His father confirmed it on the broadcast. A torn Achilles on the biggest stage of his career. Game 7 became a funeral procession in real time for Indiana's Cinderella story. It wasn't just a loss, it was a gut punch to basketball itself. Halliburton had been nothing short of magical during the playoffs, with buzzer beaters, circus assists, and a style of play that made people fall in love with basketball again. Rick Carlisle was right when he called it one of the most legendary postseason runs in NBA history, and to watch it end like that while his team was still in the fight, it wasn't just heartbreaking, it was cruel. And yet Indiana fought on. They actually led at halftime, 48-47, thanks to a buzzer-beating 3 from Nembhard. But eventually, the Thunder's depth, energy, and athleticism took over. OKC went on a run in the third, ballooning the lead to 13 by the end of the quarter, and a Shai 3 at the top of the fourth pushed it to 16. Indiana got within 10 with just over 2 minutes left, but 2 cold-blooded free throws from Williams iced it. That was that. But we can't pretend like Indiana didn't deserve to be there. No team this postseason was more fun, more surprising, or more resilient. They set playoff records for comebacks, down 15, down 10, down 7 with 60 seconds left, and kept rising. They stole Game 1 with a Halliburton dagger. They stunned OKC again in Game 3, and even in Game 5, they nearly overcame an 18-point deficit before 4 consecutive steals from the Thunder ended it. Then in Game 6, Indiana responded with a 30-point blowout to force a Game 7. Every time you thought they were finished, they came back swinging. And yet, it always felt like the Thunder had more in the tank. It was visible even earlier in the playoffs. They beat Denver in 7 games and bounced back from a 42-point humiliation against Minnesota with tactical brilliance. They weren't perfect, they were evolving in real time. This championship may not just be a banner for OKC, it might be a blueprint for the rest of the league. This is the youngest team to win a championship in the last 70 years, with an average age of just over 25. They didn't form a super team. They didn't buy their way to the top. They built, they drafted, they traded smart, and they won. Sam Presti's master plan is finally complete, and terrifyingly, it's just beginning. With every key player under contract next season, another lottery pick stashed in Nikola Topic, and 13 first-round picks over the next 7 years, the Thunder aren't just the best team in the NBA today, they're set up to dominate tomorrow too. If they want to trade for a star, they can. If they want to develop their youth, they will. And in a league where dynasties have died, Oklahoma City might be about to start one. And for all the talk of systems and strategies, it's the relationships that might be the secret weapon. Williams said it himself, this team likes each other, they play together, hang out together, lift each other up. It's not just young, run, defend, it's friendship too. That's what separates this group from the past era of cobbled together egos and locker room dysfunction. Remember when Gilgeous-Alexander was considered a good rookie prospect in LA? That trade, sending Paul George to the Clippers, was supposed to be a rebuild. Instead, it handed OKC an MVP and a future. Combine that with the discovery of Luguentz Dort, a defensive juggernaut who wasn't even drafted, and suddenly the Thunder were crafting a story out of spare parts and long-term vision. And when they drafted Holmgren and Williams, that was liftoff. Even with Holmgren missing his rookie season, the potential was obvious. Add in Caruso and Hartenstein this year, and now the machine is humming. From 22 wins to NBA champions in just a few seasons. That doesn't happen by accident. And while the Thunder are rising, Indiana's future is at a crossroads. Everything now hinges on Halliburton's recovery. The Pacers made all the right moves, trading for Siakam, building around their star, trusting the process, but now it all waits on a single Achilles tendon. From January onward, they went 46-18. They took out Cleveland and New York on the road. They gave us one of the gutsiest playoff runs in years. But this is the brutal reality of the NBA. Sometimes the right story doesn't get the happy ending. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City are writing a different story. Gilgeous-Alexander averaged 32.7 points per game during the season, led the league in 50-point games, and has now scored 20 or more in 72 straight games, the longest streak since 1964. He dethroned Nikola Jokic for MVP. Williams and Holmgren are all-star level already. They're both up for extensions this summer, and with the Thunder's cap flexibility, there's little doubt they'll stay. They're building something not just great, but sustainable. They're doing interviews with smiles and inside jokes. Teammates are photobombing each other on national TV. They're barking like dogs after wins. It's ridiculous. It's real. It's working. So yes, this may have started as a season of surprises, upsets, and injuries, but it ends with clarity. The Thunder are NBA champions, and they aren't going anywhere. What do you think? Can this young OKC team turn one title into a dynasty, or will the league catch up before they get the chance? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, click the video on your screen right now to dive deeper into how Sam Presti built this monster from scratch.